Listen, what if I told you that right now, the guy you're dating, or even the man you haven't met yet, is already testing you, and you probably don't even know it? These aren't the obvious trick questions or mind games people talk about. No, these are psychological micro-tests men give without ever saying a word. And here's the twist. It's not because they're manipulative, it's because men want to know one thing. Are you a woman they should invest in or walk away from? And here's where most women fail. Not because they're not smart, beautiful, or interesting, but because they misread these silent signals. They react emotionally, they over-explain, they chase, and just like that, the attraction dies. But here's the good news. Once you spot these tests and know how to pass them effortlessly, you flip the script. Suddenly, you're not chasing him, he's chasing you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 4 subtle but powerful ways men test women. Tests you've probably faced before without realizing it. And I'll show you exactly what to do so you never fail them again. So before we dive in, I want you to do one thing. Clear your distractions, keep watching till the very end. Because once you understand these hidden tests, you'll never look at men the same way again. Here's the truth that very few people will tell you. Men test women because attraction isn't built on what you say. It's built on how you behave. A man doesn't consciously wake up and think, I'm going to test her today. Most of these tests are subconscious. They're instinctive, and they happen because deep down, men are constantly trying to answer one powerful question. Is she truly who she presents herself to be? Or is it just an act? Think about it. Anyone can say they're confident, high value, independent, and emotionally secure. But men want to see it. They want proof. And the way they get that proof is by observing how you respond under pressure. These little tests are simply moments where your true character slips through. If you overreact, chase, argue, or try too hard to please him, it reveals insecurity. But if you stay calm, grounded, and authentic, it signals strength. And strength is magnetic. For example, when a man pulls away suddenly, he's not necessarily trying to hurt you. He wants to see if you panic and chase, or if you respect his space and trust your value. When he mentions another woman casually, he might not be trying to make you jealous. He's observing if you become competitive and insecure, or if you remain confident and unbothered. It's not about manipulation. It's about compatibility. Men want to know, can she handle challenges without falling apart? Can she communicate without losing control? Can she stand in her power even when things feel uncertain? Because here's the uncomfortable reality. Relationships bring stress, confusion, and emotional highs and lows. A man doesn't just want someone who's fun when things are easy. He wants someone steady when life gets hard. And that's why these tests exist. They're like silent checkpoints, not to punish you, but to understand who you really are when no one's watching. The women who fail these tests almost always do the same thing. They react emotionally, overthink, and abandon their standards to keep his attention. But the women who pass, they stay composed, authentic, and unshaken. And when a man sees that, when he realizes you can't be manipulated, pressured, or broken down, you instantly become different from everyone else. You become rare, and in dating, rare is irresistible. In a minute, I'm going to reveal the first subtle test men give, one that almost every woman experiences, but very few recognize. If you've ever had a man suddenly pull away for no reason, you cannot miss this, because once you understand it, you'll never chase again. Alright, let's dive into the first subtle test men give. And honestly, it's the one that confuses women the most. I call it the pull-away challenge. Here's how it usually happens. Everything's going great. You're texting, laughing, connecting, maybe even spending more time together, and suddenly, out of nowhere, he seems distant. His texts slow down, his energy drops, and you start to feel like something's wrong. You replay conversations in your head, wondering what you did, and before you know it, anxiety kicks in. You want answers, you want reassurance, you want him to come back to how he was before. But here's the truth, this pull away isn't always about you. Many times it's a subconscious test. He wants to see one thing. Do you panic and chase him, or do you trust your value and give him space? Because when you overreact, when you blow up his phone, demand explanations, or try to fix things, what you're really communicating is insecurity. And to a man, that's a red flag. It signals that your happiness depends on him, and that makes him pull away even further. On the flip side, when you handle his distance calmly, when you don't chase, When you stay composed and focus on your own life, you send a completely different message. You're saying, I want you, but I don't need you to validate me. That energy is magnetic. It makes a man lean back in, because he realizes he's dealing with a woman who has self-respect, emotional control, and boundaries. See, the pull away happens for several reasons. Sometimes he needs space to process his emotions. Sometimes life stresses him out. Work, finances, personal struggles. And yes, sometimes he's simply checking if you'll abandon your standards the moment you feel uncertainty. The worst thing you can do here is try to fix his distance by overgiving. Constant texts, long emotional paragraphs, or making yourself more available. That energy repels him. The best response? Mirror his pace. Stay calm, stay consistent, keep living your life. Be warm when he reaches out, but don't beg for connection. That quiet confidence tells him you're not desperate. And ironically, it makes him come back even faster. The key is understanding this. A man's pull away is not an invitation to chase him. It's an opportunity to show your strength, your boundaries, and your worth, without saying a single word. In a moment, I'm going to reveal the second subtle test men use. And trust me, this one triggers even the most confident women. If you've ever felt that sudden sting of jealousy, you need to hear this next part. Now let's talk about one of the trickiest and most emotional tests men give, the jealousy trigger. This one catches so many women off guard because it plays on one of the deepest human instincts, the fear of losing something valuable. And here's the thing, most men don't even realize they're doing it. It's often subconscious. But make no mistake, it's powerful. Here's what it looks like. You're with him, things are going well, and then he casually mentions another woman, maybe a coworker, a friend, or even an ex. Sometimes, he drops a subtle comment like, oh, she's really fun to hang out with. Or he talks about a woman who texted him. Other times, he'll follow another woman on social media, or like her posts in front of you. And suddenly, that little sting hits. Your mind starts racing. Who is she? Why is he bringing her up? Does he like her? And before you know it, jealousy kicks in. But here's where the test comes in. He's watching how you react. Do you spiral into insecurity, confront him angrily, or start competing for his attention? Or do you stay calm, confident, and grounded in your value? When a man triggers jealousy, it's rarely about the other woman. It's about discovering something deeper. He wants to see if you trust yourself and trust him. Because when you're secure, you don't panic. You don't fight for validation. You don't interrogate him about every detail. And here's the irony. The moment you lose control and start overreacting, you actually give your power away. Instead of drawing him closer, your insecurity pushes him further. He sees that his attention defines your worth, and that instantly makes you less attractive in his eyes. The most magnetic response? Stay graceful and unshaken. A simple smile, a neutral acknowledgement, maybe even a playful comment like, she sounds nice. That confidence speaks volumes. It says, I'm secure in who I am. I know my value. I'm not competing for a spot in your life. You're competing for a spot in mine. That kind of energy flips the dynamic completely. Instead of chasing his reassurance, you create an environment where he chases yours. Passing this test isn't about ignoring red flags. If something truly feels off, you can address it later, calmly and directly. But in the heat of the moment, your ability to control your emotions and maintain composure sets you apart from the crowd. Up next, we're going even deeper. I'm going to reveal the third subtle test men give. And this one's sneaky because it looks harmless at first, but it quietly reveals everything about your patience and emotional maturity. You'll want to pay very close attention to this next part. This next test is one of the most frustrating ones because it's not obvious, but it reveals everything about how you handle uncertainty and control your emotions. I call it the patience game. Here's how it usually plays out. You meet a guy, the chemistry is amazing, the conversations are effortless, and you feel like there's potential for something real. But then, he starts slowing things down. Maybe he doesn't reply as quickly as he used to. Maybe he doesn't bring up the relationship talk, even though you've been seeing each other for weeks or months. Or maybe he starts making plans for the future, but never fully commits. And suddenly you feel it, that urge to push for clarity. You want answers. You want to know where you stand. You want reassurance that you're moving forward together. But here's where the test comes in. He's paying attention to how you handle the wait. Do you pressure him? Do you send multiple messages asking where this is going? Do you emotionally withdraw to force a reaction? Or can you remain calm, collected, and secure while letting things unfold naturally? For many women, this is where they unintentionally sabotage the connection. When impatience takes over, it sends a very specific signal to a man. I need control because I don't trust the outcome. That energy often creates the opposite effect of what you want. Instead of bringing him closer, it makes him retreat even more. The truth is, men are wired to value what they earn, not what they're pressured into. When you're patient, when you don't rush him into defining everything, you create space for him to choose you willingly, and that choice is powerful. But let me be clear, being patient doesn't mean ignoring your standards or tolerating inconsistency. It's about staying grounded, focusing on your own life, and letting him step up without being forced. When a man feels that you respect his pace, but still respect yourself, he begins to see you differently, as someone rare, someone worth investing in. This test isn't just about timing, it's about emotional stability. It's about showing that you can handle uncertainty without panicking or trying to control every outcome. That kind of calm, confident energy is magnetic. And here's the twist, the less you try to lock him down, the more likely he is to choose to lock you down himself. In the next part, we're diving into test 4, and honestly this one is the ultimate deal breaker. If you fail this last test, it doesn't matter how much chemistry you have, he'll start questioning everything. So stay with me, because you don't want to miss this. This final test is the one that separates women who build lasting connections from those who get stuck in short-lived situations. I call it the emotional stability check. And whether you realize it or not, every man you meet is silently giving you this test. Here's the thing, attraction might spark instantly, but commitment, real long-term commitment, is only built when a man feels safe with you emotionally. And safety isn't about how much you love him, how much you do for him, or how often you're available. It's about one thing, how you handle your emotions when things don't go your way. Every relationship will face disagreements, misunderstandings, and moments of stress. That's inevitable. But here's what most people don't talk about. It's not the problem itself that destroys attraction. It's how you respond to the problem. Imagine this, he cancels plans last minute, or he says something that annoys you, or maybe you catch him doing something that triggers your insecurities. At that moment, most women react impulsively, raised voices, accusations, long emotional texts, silent treatment, ultimatums. And I get it, when emotions run high, it's easy to feel hurt and want immediate validation. But from his perspective, these reactions send one powerful signal, instability. He starts thinking, if she can't manage her emotions in small situations, what happens when life gets harder? Men are naturally drawn to women who can stay composed under pressure. That doesn't mean you suppress your feelings, or pretend you're fine when you're not. It means you express yourself calmly, without losing control. For example, instead of exploding when he cancels plans, you might say, I was really looking forward to tonight, but I understand things came up. Let's plan for another day. That calm, grounded response does two things. It sets a boundary by showing you value your time. It demonstrates emotional maturity. And that's rare. And here's the truth. Men don't consciously think, I'm testing her emotional stability right now. But subconsciously, they're always watching. They want to know, can you handle disagreements without attacking him? Can you stay respectful even when you're upset? Can you communicate what you feel without losing yourself in the process? When a man feels emotionally safe with you, it triggers a different part of his psychology. The part that says, I can build a future with her. That's when casual dating transforms into deep emotional investment. But if you fail this test, if every conflict turns into chaos, if every insecurity turns into an argument, he begins to pull away emotionally. Not because he doesn't care, but because constant instability feels exhausting. And here's the secret. Emotional stability isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. When you can stay grounded, when you know your worth, when you don't let temporary emotions dictate permanent decisions, you instantly stand out from every other woman he's met. That's why this final test matters so much. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing that you're capable of handling the ups and downs of life and love with grace. In a moment, we'll put everything together. I'll show you exactly how to pass all 4 of these tests effortlessly and become the kind of woman a high-value man deeply respects and commits to. You don't want to miss this next part, because it's where everything comes full circle. Now that you understand the 4 subtle ways men test you, let's talk about how to pass these tests effortlessly. Not by pretending to be someone you're not, but by becoming the woman who naturally commands respect, admiration, and lasting love. The truth is, these tests aren't about tricks or manipulation. They're about revealing your true value. A high-value woman doesn't have to win a man over. She embodies qualities that make him want to invest in her deeply. So how do you become that woman? It starts with emotional self-mastery. When a man pulls away, your first instinct might be to panic, overthink, or chase. But instead, take a deep breath and remind yourself, my value doesn't change based on someone else's behavior. That mindset instantly changes your energy, from reactive to magnetic. Next, you need unshakable confidence. And confidence isn't about being loud, perfect, or pretending you don't care. It's about knowing your worth and living like it. You're not afraid to set boundaries. You're not desperate for validation, and you never settle for less than what aligns with your standards. Then there's emotional control. High-value women know when to express how they feel, calmly, clearly, and without attacking. You don't need drama to be heard. You communicate from a place of strength, which makes men respect you more than words ever could. Another key is self-sufficiency. A high-value woman has a full, vibrant life outside of her relationship. She has passions, goals, friends, and a sense of purpose. That independence isn't intimidating. It's irresistible, because it shows a man that you're with him by choice, not because you need him to complete you. But here's something most people overlook. Passing these tests isn't about controlling his behavior. It's about controlling yours. You can't stop a man from pulling away. You can't prevent him from mentioning another woman. You can't force him to commit faster. But what you can control is how you show up in those moments. And when you stay composed, graceful, and confident, you flip the dynamic completely. Men are naturally drawn to women who make them feel safe, challenged, and inspired. They crave connection with someone who is both loving and strong, soft yet grounded. That balance is what makes a man want to protect, cherish, and commit. And the best part? You don't have to perform to be that woman. You already have everything you need inside you. The tests simply bring out your truth. Every time you choose patience over panic, self-respect over chasing, and calmness over chaos, you're showing him and yourself that you are a woman who knows her worth. In a moment, we're going to wrap this up, but here's what I want you to remember. When you pass these tests, it's not just about keeping a man. It's about stepping into your power, your confidence, and your femininity. And when you do that, the right man won't just stay. He'll fight to never lose you. If you've made it this far, I want you to pause for a moment and realize something important. The fact that you're here, still listening, tells me one thing: you're ready to stop playing small in your relationships. You're ready to understand men on a deeper level, but even more importantly, you're ready to understand yourself. Throughout this video, we've uncovered the 4 subtle ways men test you: the pull-away challenge, the jealousy trigger, the patience game, and the emotional stability check. And now you know the truth. These tests aren't traps meant to hurt you. They're reflections. They reveal where you stand in your value, in your confidence, and in your emotional power. Because here's the reality. When a man tests you, he isn't really testing you. He's testing himself. He's trying to see if he can feel safe, inspired, and connected with you. And when you respond with patience, strength, and grace, something incredible happens. He sees you as rare. He sees you as the kind of woman he doesn't want to lose. But this goes deeper than dating or relationships. This is about stepping into your highest version, the woman who knows her worth, who sets boundaries, who doesn't settle, and who attracts love that feels healthy, passionate, and real. I want you to remember something powerful. You are the prize. Your energy, your standards, your peace, they're valuable. The moment you fully believe that, the way you show up changes. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop proving and start choosing. You stop settling for crumbs and start demanding the whole table, and not by asking, but by embodying your worth. And here's the beautiful part. When you do this, the right man won't just be drawn to you, he'll be inspired by you. He'll respect you, cherish you, and invest in you. Not because you passed his tests, but because you became the woman who doesn't need to be tested in the first place. If you've been through relationships where you felt ignored, undervalued, or taken for granted, I want you to know something that ends today. You are no longer the woman who fights for attention. You are no longer the woman who bends her boundaries to keep someone around. From this moment on, you are the woman who chooses herself first, and because of that, the right man will choose you too. And if this video opened your eyes, I want you to do two things right now. First, subscribe to this channel so you never miss another deep dive like this. I share the tools, strategies, and mindset shifts that help women step into their highest value and create the love they deserve. Second, drop a comment below and let me know which of the 4 tests surprised you the most. I read every single one, and I love connecting with you. And if you're serious about mastering attraction and understanding men on a completely different level, I've linked another powerful video right here. Point to suggested video. Watch that next. It's going to change the way you approach relationships forever. Because here's the truth. When you understand these dynamics and fully embrace your worth, you won't have to chase love. Love will chase you. If you're still watching right now, I want you to take a moment and recognize something important. You made a powerful choice today. You chose to invest in yourself, your growth, and your relationships. That already puts you ahead of most people. We've spent the last half hour unpacking the 4 subtle ways men test you: the pull-away challenge, the jealousy trigger, the patience game, and the emotional stability check. And now you understand exactly what's happening when men test you, and more importantly, how to pass every single one of those tests effortlessly. But here's the thing. Watching this video is only the first step. Information without action changes nothing. The real transformation happens when you start applying what you've learned today, when you stop overreacting, stop chasing, and start showing up as the high-value woman you were always meant to be. And I want to help you continue that journey. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell. Every week, I share videos that dive even deeper into attraction psychology, relationships, and feminine energy. Tools designed to help you become the most confident, magnetic version of yourself. I also want to hear from you. Take a second and drop a comment below, sharing which of these 4 tests surprised you the most. Was it the pull-away, the jealousy trigger, the patience game, or maybe the emotional stability check? I read every single comment because your feedback guides me to create the kind of content that truly speaks to you. And before you go, don't stop here. This video is just the beginning of your transformation. I've linked another powerful video right here. Point to suggested video, where I reveal hidden attraction secrets that most women never hear about. And once you watch it, you'll understand men on a completely different level. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. You are worthy. You are valuable. You are the prize. The moment you truly believe that, not just in your mind, but in your heart, everything changes. You'll stop overthinking. You'll stop doubting yourself. You'll stop lowering your standards just to keep someone around. And when that shift happens, you won't have to chase love anymore. Love will chase you. So subscribe, leave a comment, and keep growing with me. Your best, most confident, most magnetic self is already inside you, and together, we're going to bring her out.